Good morning. Cheers, everybody. My new OBS changes I made worked. My countdown worked. Yay! Cheers. Super cold day today. I'm in a warm jacket, nice big coffee, and I am nervous. My heart is going boom, 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 and I'm shaking, and I don't know why. It's like I haven't streamed for so long that I don't know what I'm doing. I was scared everything was going to break, but it didn't, except I wonder why my camera looks so bad. My logo camera looks a bit grainy and yuck. I should try to fix that if I can. Not sure if I can though. Let's find out what's going on. It looks kind of in focus. Maybe that's a little bit better. It's got a bit of reflection going. Oh, Austin's Creations, you know you're not running late. I just started. I'm not even doing anything of importance yet. Just saying hello. So 2 weeks of no streaming, and I feel like a noob. I wasn't sure anything was going to work. Oh, my heart's still going boom, boom, boom.
Mark Olsen says hello, Emma.
Hello, Emma. So I've got my sound going out of my my HomePod Mini, which means it's not coming from my Mac, so it's not giving me a heart attack. Hope everyone heard that. Hey, Emma, by the way. It sounded rubbish, did it? Oh well, it's far away. But now I can hear it downstairs if I need to. So, you know, that's good. And not everyone has to hear it. It's for me to hear, right? It'd be easier if I could hear it and you all couldn't, maybe. I don't know. That's what BitLooney does now. Excuse me. Although I think he's got
Mark Olsen says
moo. I think he's got something set up in Discord though, so people can listen from Discord if they want to. So, I'm back. And surprise, I went to visit David Watts with Brian and BitLooney. So I went to visit Brian BitLooney, and then I also ended up meeting up with Mark. So how's that for a crazy trip, an unexpected meetup? It was awesome. It was like it never happened. It was like a million years ago already. It feels like in my head. Yeah, what an awesome surprise for David. He was, yeah, we honestly thought he was going to pass out. It was pretty funny. Well, not funny. I mean, it wouldn't have been funny if he passed out, but it was pretty good. It was a great reaction. It was good. So that's why there was such a surprise. That's why I kept it secret. I didn't want him to find out. I didn't want anyone accidentally giving it away or him finding out. He knew that Brian and BitLooney were going over. They'd already organised that with him, but he had no idea that I was going over. So, yeah. That's why I kept it hush-hush. I couldn't say anything. I apologise. Obviously, he's part of the Maker community, and I didn't want him to catch wind because I didn't go for the surprise. I went to, you know, meet up and you know, help him out with the reno and just, you know, catch up and everything. But the surprise was the added bonus. And yeah, it was well worth it. It was well worth it. So let's quickly say hi to folks in the chat while the list is still small. So Yumbo Prime's not going to be here because he's eating steak, a big steak. Okay. I would be eating steak right now if it wasn't first thing in the morning as well. Marius, hello. You haven't seen this? Oh, you're too busy taking over the world with USB-C PS4s. That's fair enough. Henrik, hello. Graham, good morning. Antonio, hello. Quindor, hi. Beata, Michael, good morning. John, JF, hello. Austin, Johnny, good time zone related word. What? Oh, right, okay. Don't insert time zone related word here. I get it. Cool. Mark, hello, Emma. Dutch Taurus, hi. Andy Callaway, hello. Keen, oh my God, Keen is either still awake, hasn't gone to sleep yet, or is up early. Most likely hasn't gone to sleep yet. Kevon, hello. How you doing, mate? I hope you're well. Wolfgang, hi. Andy, hello. AJ, Andre, hi. Yeah, Marius is here. He's taking time out from his little empire he's building. For those that don't know, Marius has been making adapters for PS4s to convert them to USB-C, and he's making stacks and selling stacks and doing really well. Well, I hope he's doing really well. I think he's doing really well. Hello, Zach. Am I still running Juki nozzles? What do you mean? Marius is aiming for a robot future, but until he can get the robots to make the videos for him about the robots, I think it's not going to happen. Hello, Bulent. Again, apologise if I haven't got that right. Oh, no way. Did I miss the Falcon Heavy launch? Did I? Oh, well. My pick and place is using whatever nozzles my pick and place is using. What do you mean still using Juki? I don't understand. I'm not changing my pick and place. It uses what it uses. Am I still using my Neoden pick and place machine? I am. Do I want to be using my Neoden pick and place machine? No, I'd like to be using something else. But, you know, I haven't won Lotto, and I don't have an unknown family member benefactor who, you know, passed away and left me a fortune. So I'm stuck with what I'm using at the moment for now. But my new fully automatic stencil printer, conveyors, PCB stacker and destacker are in Australia now. They've arrived. They're at the dock still. The ship has come in. When I was making, oh, that was a million years ago. That was 1, 2, 3, 4 pick and places ago. Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah. So yeah, my stuff will be. Yeah, I actually don't want a Europlacer Atom 3, but anyway, yeah. So I should have all that stuff in the next couple of weeks. It's just got to go through the whole incoming customs procedure, and I'll have it soon. Yeah, so we went to Pomerone at the very end of the trip. Brian and I had planned to go visit Pomerone for the day, or for a little while on the last day we were there. And we ran into Mark in Manchester. He was there visiting family. And so Mark came along with us. Unfortunately, on our trip there, the train that we booked in was delayed and then was cancelled because there was another train on the track they couldn't clear. And we lost like almost an hour of our trip to Pomerone because of that. So it was cut short, which was a real bummer. But we had a bit of a chat and a look around. Yeah, typical UK trains. The tube is normally great, but it's the outside trains, you know, the countryside. Anyway, they're running they've got 2 pick and place lines now. They've got an older Europlacer line, and now they've got their Atom 3, which is a massive, massive pick and place machine. It's dual lane and 4 pick and place heads. So it's got 2, like, I think they're 8 or 10 nozzle high speed heads, dual lane at the start, and then they've got the odd form stuff on the right hand side. Very expensive machine, massive. The Atom 3 in size. Was there 3 heads? Was there only 1 odd form on the right hand side? I thought it was front and back. Oh, it might have been trays at the back. Okay. Anyway, the actual machine is as big as my current line. It's, oh, Keen's up early. Atom 4 is 4 heads. Okay, well there you go. Europlacers are just way too expensive. Like, an Atom 3 would cost me about $1.7 million. Like, seriously. Never happening. But, yeah, so, when the Atom 256, yeah, it'd be very hard to kind of program out something like that. Designing introduction to electronics kit to sell. Is there one tip you would give in design to aid manufacturing? Really depends on. Hey, Querimoto, I don't know. I mean, I don't know anything about your kit, so aid to manufacturing of the product or aid to shipping, because the putting it all together, especially if it's a kit and shipping that, takes a stack of time. Like for me, making my boards, assembling my PCBs, right, takes less time than it takes for me to pack every bag to ship it, like to put them in bags and stuff, right? So yeah, keep that in mind. In terms of the PCBs in it, I mean, obviously, it depends who's manufacturing them. This is a much longer conversation than just a simple tip. I don't know. I mean, I need to know more about your product. Hey Tony, how you doing? Who else have I missed? Jorg, hello. Jeremy, hi. I'm just scrolling backwards to see if I missed anyone. I think I've got everyone. Oh, what's Pimeroni? All right, that's the video placing the mini. Yeah. Now let me just. This is their pick and place machine. Going. So, can I make that bigger? Oh. Whoa. So that's the odd form stuff. We can also do normal. And they're the other heads. This is all one big pick and place machine. So you got, yeah, it's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. But very different to what I need. Hey James. Hey, I'm going to get this wrong. Jacques, maybe. Good evening. I need something that's much faster. I don't need the dual heads or three heads. I don't need the odd form, whatever. I need something. I need speed, much faster speed. Yeah, something more like the Genesis that I was looking at. Hey, Wagon Loads. Actually, I've got something I can show you. So a mate of mine also bought the Genesis machine. The reason I was looking at the Genesis, no, not Shanghai, not even Neoden. The reason I was looking at the Genesis is because he just brought in some Genesis machines. So this is his first run of one of his manufacturing boards with the Genesis. Go away. So maybe, can I make this bigger? Not really. So that's that 30 head machine that I was looking at. So as you can see, he's loading 30 parts and then placing 30 parts. And, you know, this is considerably faster. So the components per hour ratings that they say on Chinese machines is all absolute bullshit, right? So how many just switch back to here? Right, okay, I can close that to hide what I've had behind there. My machine's rated at 16,000 components per hour, but that's absolute lies. Lies, lies, lies. So the way they do that is they put one part right next to the camera in the middle position, and they're just placing one part. So that they're picking up 8 of the one part and placing 8 of the one part. And no one does that. Like, not even people who are making LEDs, panels, they've got at least 2 parts, they've got caps, they've got other things, whatever. It's all bullshit, right? So the maximum I can get out of my machine at 100% speed on any of my boards is just under 4,000 components per hour, which sounds like a lot, but it's not. For me, it's not enough. It still takes me way too long to build my panels. My pick and place is the bottleneck for me. Ideally, I'd get something faster, but, you know, I need something that can truly do, you know, 8 to 10,000 components per hour. The non-Chinese machines give you a much better understanding of components per hour. They actually list specifically, you know, this type of component will be this rate, and they'll give you a maximum speed and a, you know, like a production type speed, right? Because what they don't, hey Jashipu, what they don't tell you is that they don't calculate in time moving the head around. So the wider your pick and place machine, the more travel time it's got to get to all the parts on the outside. You know, anyway. They might use multiple machines in series for speed. Possibly, but then you're doubling your cost, and that's actually more problematic, you know. And anyway, we'll talk about pick and places another day. 8. I've got 8 nozzles on my machine, right? And if I'm picking up something on the left-hand side, something on the right-hand side, and something at the back of the machine, I'm spending more time traveling around than I am anything else, right? And they don't calculate that into their components per hour, and that's where your time completely drops down. Only the resistors with the red stripes, they go faster. The other colours go slower. Didn't you know that, Jashipu? It's just like cars. Red cars go faster. Did I miss anyone else? Did I say hi to James? Hi, James. Can't remember, but if I didn't, hi. Do you happen to see the video I posted of my boards being assembled? No clue what machines they were, but showed part of this street. I did not. Is that on, where did you post that, Quindor? It gives an interesting context to compare to my Lumen, which should be able to hit about 1,000. There's no way your Lumen can do 1,000 components per hour. Sorry. No. I'm talking about 4,000 components per hour with full vision on every single part, right? You don't place parts without vision. Simple as that. Like, yeah. I think the max you're going to get on your Lumen, honestly, is about 400. You might get 500 components per hour, but I doubt it. And what you're not going to get, and that's not including things like nozzle changing and everything else, and you won't get 1,000 components per hour, and if you have to keep swapping parts out, right? And swapping nozzles and yada yada yada. It's it's much more complex than that, and that doesn't include the mispicks, so it has to repick again, lost travel time for that, or you're halfway through a run and then your reel runs out and it takes you 5 minutes to swap the reel out, and you knock another feeder while you're doing it, and suddenly that feeder's out of alignment. You have to go back and pause the job and fix the alignment. You know what I mean? Like it's manufacturing is way more complex than just pushing a button and walking away. Let me tell you. Embedded hobbyists to get a super. Oh, hi, by the way. To get it, the more expensive it costs for your pick and place machine, the more you need it running, right, to cover the costs. But yeah. Okay, so let's stop talking about pick and place machines because that's a frustrating topic. For me anyway, as you all know. I'm happy to answer any questions about my trip, but in the meantime, we should have a talk about my open reel rack project because it's made some really good headway. And Mr. England, woo! It's made some really good headway, and I've even since, and I'll show you all soon how I do use many identical parts as possible to speed up placing. Yeah, or obviously you want to reduce the number of unique parts on your board, and you also want to share as many parts across as many products as you can to reduce your loadout time. Like when if I've built some Feather S3s and I need to build some Reflow Master Pros, it's like a 3-hour swap over to reload all the feeders, to switch jobs, right? Like I'll end up placing faster than it takes me to reload all the feeders to change a job. So you want to optimize so as many parts stay the same and reels don't move as possible. But anyway, yep. Adam, hello Adam. What's going on, Internet Tech? Oh, hang on. You are not. Here you go. You're a moderator now. You should be able to post a link now. Okay, let's talk about open reel rack. So, I've been working on I've been printing parts. I've been refining. This is my first rack complete. The RGB LEDs are not stuck in place. They will move. That's okay. They've all got the levers on them with really good height on them to pick things out. They're all there. I've got a OXO levers, and then on the back I'm building a second rack. And I have actually refined the dividers between this version and the next version. I'll actually show you now. I've just printed some overnight. I hope everyone can still hear me on the microphone. So I optimized them, made them print a little bit faster. Hey, Christopher, they take a little less filament, and they have an improved reel insertion position. That sounds kind of weird. So you can't really see. This is my final one. The main difference is I have a curved entry here now instead of a square one. So it's easier to... So when you're placing a reel, mic still good? Okay, good. Well, it's on my chest, but yeah. So when you place a reel, you can roll it in now. It's much easier to get the reel in. If you want to, instead of slotting it, you can just roll it in. I shaved off a bit off the back and stuff and made it faster to print and take a little bit less filament. And I'm able to also print them. They've still got support. You only need a little bit of support at the front here. And I've managed to print them now without any brim. So that's also faster and takes less filament and easier to keep clean. So I'm currently building my second rack. These are still only 600 millimeters wide. I haven't bought longer extrusion yet. I can. And the nice thing about this is I'm not locked to this. I can take this off and put it on a 2 meter length extrusion if I want and just make one massive rack. So what I did yesterday finally was release the files for these just temporarily. Let me just, actually I've got it in here rather than having to find the link. I have it here. Copy a link, so I'm pasting it. Paste. Oh, how funny, it highlights my name. And so this is just, it's missing any instructions or anything else. This is the repo here. It's just called Open Wheel Rack, and right now there's just some step files in here. There's the divider, 8mm divider. What I just showed you, there's a lever for 8mm. There's a left and a right stackable end. So these are the stackable ends here. And when I say stackable, they're the ones that you can stack up that way. Not that you can really see that because they're so small, but yeah, the ones you can stack on top of each other. I'm going to do a 2-stack for now just to make sure everything works. I'll eventually probably just make 2 much longer racks. So I've released those files. As I said, there's no instructions or print details or anything. You're kind of on your own for now. There were people waiting to start printing things. And I've started working on the coding side of things, which has been an interesting challenge because what I want for my setup is going to be very different to what other people might want. And I'm trying to come up, again, because I'm doing all this as an open source project, I'm trying to make and work on it in a way that is extensible by other people. Johnny's rendering videos. Andy Mouse, hello, squeak squeak. Mr. Explorer, is that missing the bits that locks each piece together? The red printed bits. Is what missing it? No, I mean, they're all here, red here. And so what I've done is on the new piece, the locking bit is here and it's at the top. So it's here on the front, the same, but the back one it's at the top now rather than at the bottom. I reduced the height of this. It's unnecessary. It's not needed when you put it on the extrusion, and it was just extra filament and extra time. So I just optimized that. So my original one, I don't want to pull that one out. Actually, I've got here. So my original one at the back was longer, and now it's shorter. And the lock was at the bottom, and now it's at the top. That's all. And as before, the little lever, I've just done mine in different colours. You don't have to, just slides on. And it's quite, I made it tight So it will just sit, or it should just sit, rather than having them all hanging in different things. And when you put the reel on, it'll go down, but it won't, hopefully won't move around too much. And obviously printing tolerance will alter that slightly. So yeah. No, these are nothing to do with the pick and play. These are for storage. Like I have hundreds of reels sitting on shelves, and then trying to find the one you want is difficult. So the quick summary for those that are new to the project is that this is not my first reel, this is my fourth design of my reel rack. I've got SAM, which is a fully automatic voice activated system and stuff. I redesigned this from scratch to make it a project that other people can use as well. And it's designed to be totally dumb, where you don't even have to put the levers on and it's just for storage. Or you can have levers if you want to be able to make them easy to get them out. It's got a place at the front for RGB LEDs if you want a little bit of smarts. And although I haven't implemented them yet, it's got a position at the back in here for a PCB that with a optical slot on it to detect reel insertion and removal if you want a super smart rack. I eventually want a super smart rack, but I'm developing this in a way that it can be, as much as possible, anything for anyone. So if you want a very dumb rack, you can have that. If you want something in between, you can have that. You don't have to change the design. You don't have to print something else, right? Doesn't include the latching pieces. Oh, right. That's a very good point. I didn't put them in. I will. Oh, that's, thank you. Let me grab them now. Actually, am I in Fusion? I'm not. I'm going to have to, let me export them. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. I totally forgot about the little clip. Save as. No, not save as. Export. Just bear with me one moment, please. I just want to get them in there. And this will be clip 8mm, step, export, and let me just put it into the repository and push it. Apologise. I wasn't quite ready to get all this out the other day, but there have been people waiting since before I went away on my trip. So, paste, and where is my smart git? Commit, added missing 8mm clip. Commit and push. Okay, it's there now. Is the yellow, which connected to this one like the last rack? Is the yellow? The yellow witch? What? A yellow witch? Is there a yellow witch? I'm missing something there. Okay, I'm just going back to the questions. Hang on. Do you have date code on your reels so you know how long they have been exposed to humidity? Nope. I don't really have a humidity problem here, so the only things I need to be careful of are my LEDs, and they get baked before I use them. And only certain LEDs have that problem. I don't know what you mean by yellow witch connected, Adam. I think it's being designed with the ability to build it with varying levels of smarts. Yeah, in the UK, the morning after. Hey Bruce, thanks mate. It's good to be back and it's bad to be back. I wish I was still away. at a wicked time. You know her. Oh, right. Okay, so I want to integrate mine with SAM, or it'll be a reinvention of SAM, because I'm moving away from the Bluetooth stuff and I'm doing everything through MQTT now, because I want a system that other people can leverage as well. But right now, I'll show you in a moment how I'm integrating it all. How long and what temperature are you baking the LEDs? About between 45 and 50 degrees, and I should be baking them for like 8 hours, but I usually bake them for 2 to 3 hours, and I've never had any problem. But these are just the like the 50/50 RGB LEDs. I'll occasionally get a bad 0402 LED that'll pop during reflow, like 1 in 2,000 or 3,000. So there's no point baking those. It was only ever really an issue for me for my Nia 7 segment displays, so I don't end up doing a lot of RGB baking. My small, like my WS LEDs, you know, the little ones, 1515s I use, they don't need baking. They don't pop. They don't have that air cavity like the 50/50 or 35/35 LEDs do. So there's what are we talking about? Snowboarding, panic inducers, what? Baking, cookies. Humidity is only concerned placing on a PCB. Well, yeah. Well, it's a concern before you reflow them with LEDs, for instance, because if there's any moisture inside the little bubble, it'll pop and destroy the LED when you reflow them. Okay, people are talking about Mustangs and fireworks and snowboarding, and I'm going to go back to talking about this. So I had a challenge of working out how I was going to develop software for this. And as many of you know, I don't need another software project, but I've got another software project. And I can't utilize this properly for me anyway without code. And so I've had to kind of think of how I want to develop this that it's useful for other people. Yeah, so I'm not going to develop it in Rust, sorry. Yeah, SAM. I'll eventually evolve SAM to work.
Christmas says it's only 4,591,740 seconds into Christmas.
Yay! We're down to 4 million. Woohoo! Hey, crazy boy. So what I've done is, there's 3 options. There's two options of how this could be used, and one of the options has 2 versions. So at its most basic level, if you just want to have, for instance, RGB LEDs, right? Or even if you want to have the smarts at the back, and you've only got 1 rack, or you've got multiple shelves, but it's only 1 location, right? So 1 long rack or 5 shelves rack, whatever it is, but they can all be connected to 1 microcontroller, right? Then you could have everything on the microcontroller. You don't need MQTT, you don't need an MQTT server, you just have the logic, the data on the microcontroller, and a web interface. That's all you need, right? You just need to be able to access from anywhere from a web interface. So if you're looking for a particular reel, you log on to that website.
Super chat!
Thanks, crazy boy. Happy Christmas. Are we at Christmas already? It's only November, but thank you very much. Woohoo! Happy Christmas to you too. And we've got Christmas trees now. So you'd log onto the web interface and you'd say, I'm looking for 0805, 100K resistors.
Christmas says it's Christmas next month.
So far away still. It's actually 2 months away, really, because it's the end of next month and we're at the start of this month. But yes, thank you. Thank you very much. So you say, that's what I'm looking for, and the LED will flash, right? But what's if you have multiple locations? Like, what's if you've got reels over here, and then you've got some other open reel storage system that isn't a rack? Maybe it's a shelf, maybe it's a box that also has smarts, right? Then
The org says, Boo, it is an offense to mention the C word before December.
Is it Christmas says still next month.
Yes, it is next month, just not in a month. I apologise, you're right. And is it offensive? I don't know. I don't celebrate Christmas.
Says can stay tonight. Have a great night.
Okay, thanks very much, Crazy Boy. Have a good night as well. Whatever you're up to. Christmas starts in July. Christmas starts when Christmas starts. So the second option is you have a client sitting on each of your locations that talks to something else via MQTT, and then you either have a PC-based or a Raspberry Pi-based interface, or you have another microcontroller as the server. Okay, this is just getting too complicated. Let me just show you what I'm doing, because I think everyone's over this discussion already. So what I've done is, so this is just for now, anyway. We can have lots of rules. What are the rules? I'm not going to say unless you're trying to get Sion's attention or something. You can all set the rules. I'm not making any rules. So I'm going to go to here, and what I've got right now is two things running. I have, separate to an MQTT server, which is just my normal server that I'm running, right? I have got this is a Flask, so like a Python web server, right, that has MQTT integrated, which is this console up here. And what you're seeing here, although it's actually turned off now, so let me get out of that, is a microcontroller, in my case a Featherist 2 Neo. I've been developing on the Neo because I can use the RGB LEDs in the matrix on here. Actually, let me show you, for those who aren't familiar or have forgotten what my, no, that's not the one I'm looking for. This one, this is what my Neo looks like. So it's a ESP32S2, so it's got Wi-Fi, and there's a 5x5 matrix on there. So there's 25 RGB LEDs. So I can simulate the rack on here, which I'll show you in a moment. Right, so I've been developing the client side in MicroPython on here. So let me show, actually, will this reach? I'll plug it back in.
Rick the Almighty says, look, a squirrel.
No, this is not a squirrel. This is exactly what I'm doing. Oh, this is logging in now. Let's see if this will stay. If I can get it to sit nicely. Okay, so that is running. Let me see if I can get that up on the here.
We are the Borg says squirrel.
Or a possum. But who's I'm not, hey James. Make the bin blink.
Still a squirrel and says I'm a squirrel. You guys.
Okay. You should use your MQ2 topics for location, i.e. rack shelf slot, and then the JSON payload is just the real info. No. Hey Aaron, by the way, no. That's too much data, too complex. I'll show you what I've done. So that's now connected. If I, let me just log into it so you can see actually what's happening. Okay, REPL. So this is all in MicroPython. I'm going to reboot it. And
We are the Borg says choo, choo, here come the distraction train.
choo choo. So this MicroPython code, which is over here, which is not my best code I've ever written, but it's pretty good. It's using async IO. This is running a web server. So it's running Microdot. It's running an MQTT server. And it's also doing all of the, well, you'll see in a moment, right? So this is the web server that's running on it. Okay, it's got a real rack client. You can set, hang on, is that even visible? Make it a bit bigger. There's a flash count for how many times the LED will flash. You can set a flash color. At the moment, I'm just setting it like a mid-blue, and the interval between on and off of it, right? You can't actually update this form yet. I'm still working on all of that stuff, whatever. But the point is, the client itself has a web interface that you can set things up on, okay? But the client interface is just dumb. It's not designed to, it doesn't store any data. It doesn't know about any of the real positions. Okay? Where that is kept is on the real rack server for now, right? Through an SQL database, whatever. And so what this client is doing, right, is it's pinging a heartbeat, right? And it's saying, this is my rack ID, which is its unique ID. It's got one shelf, in this case, 25 positions, because I've got 25 LEDs on that. And it tells it its IP address, okay? And the server is actually getting all of these heartbeats. Now, I haven't got the server acknowledging on this yet. I'm going to work on that today on the stream. But what it's basically doing is it's registering itself through the heartbeat. So the server goes, oh, I just got a register of this ID. The ID doesn't exist. I'm going to add this ID to the database. And then it knows about that rack. Okay, you don't have to do any setup. It does it all for you. And then from that point, it'll actually list the rack in here on this side of the server, right? Now what I can do through, do I have it open? MQ, just to show you, MQTT Explorer, is I can publish the other side of this. No, it's 70 or 71. Okay, so if I go to here and I publish to or/notify, is it notify or notification? Can't remember what I set it to. Hang on. Connect. It's notify. Okay, if I do notify, and I don't have that thing here. Got to remember the syntax. Do I have the syntax in here? Did I save it? I bet you I didn't. I was doing this at home yesterday. Oh, you know what I can do? So I have set up, this is pretty cool. So you can see all the heartbeats coming through here, the registering. I have set up a VPN to my home. So I can connect. Look at this. This is my MacBook Pro at home. Better not show you my password. So I only set this up yesterday. It's very cool. Anyway, I can go to here now and I can copy this. So if I go to here, so if I send it this, right, shelves and shelf 0, and I want these LEDs to flash, if I publish that, then see that? It's flashing those slots. Hey, Yombo Prime, you're back. How was your steak? So I don't want to send individual ones, and I don't want to send the data to the rack. The rack itself is dumb. It does not know anything about what's inside it on purpose. It has to be stored somewhere else, right? You don't want to be messing around with multiple sets of data on multiple clients, on multiple racks, and have them get out of sync and whatever else. So I have the ability to notify a rack to flash particular slots, and I have the ability for the actual rack itself to register itself. So that's where I got up to yesterday, which is, you know, no mean feat considering there's also a web interface for it. So in my case, I'm going to have one controller that'll be controlling multiple racks on different IOs, right? Because there'll be different strips. And they can be different lengths and they can be in different positions as long as they reach the one microcontroller. They get a sync call Elon. He can offer me $44 billion for my company. So that's where I got up to. Now what I want to do now, the rack server stuff was quite tricky to get MQTT integrated, but I did get it integrated. So it is getting this ping. So it's getting this received message with payload. So at this point here, what I can do is put this into a database of sync. What? Okay, we're doing play on words on sync. Okay. Let me just close the screen sharing. I don't need that now. I need to learn how to set up WebSockets on my own cPanel website. Okay. So, I don't know if I want to code on stream. I hate coding on stream. It's the worst thing ever. I'm a terrible coder at the best of times, and coding on stream is just... Let me just get rid of that so you can see a bit easier what I'm doing. I'm looking at MQT Broker with a nice web-based GUI. I've heard about that. I'm just using Mosquito, but I don't even know. Do you need a web-based GUI for a broker? What's the advantage of having a web-based GUI? The Mac got location, and we also want to have an IP address. And the reason we want to have an IP address is so it can show you the IP address so you know what to navigate to. Useful if you're developing stuff. Okay. I'm just using Mosquito because that's what my logo uses, and what other things, everything else in here is using my temperature logging. It's all using up the one system. And then we have a shelf, what rack it belongs to, and then, oh God, I can't spell address. And we also need slots. Which will just be an integer. Now, yeah, I'll fix that, Andy, thanks. Now we also need, so I haven't got any of the data or anything set up for this yet, right? We need footprints. Which also needs an ID, and it needs a name. So the name of the footprint, we need a values. These are things you're going to be able to search from. And we need a component type. Okay. I'm using Mosquito as well, so it's certainly one of the main ones used. GUIs are for the losers. No, I definitely could see the advantage of having a GUI, especially instead of having to use something like MQTT Explorer or whatever. Although this is pretty good. It comes in handy. Mark put me onto that a while ago. So this should be giving me a database. Let's see if that should reload itself automatically. Did it? Doesn't look like it. So is it creating a database? It doesn't look to be creating the database. Rack server.db. Hey, Christos. The problem with my MQTT server is I don't have it set to automatically restart if the server goes down or if the Mac goes down. I need to set all that stuff up. I just keep forgetting. Where does it put the database? It must stick the database somewhere hidden, because it does actually work. Like this number of racks 0 is actually being called from the database. Where it's rendering here, it's grading it from this count. So I just wonder where the database is being put. We should find it. Let's find it. Because I wouldn't mind opening it up in a SQL. Hey Marius. Right, it's putting it in server instance. There it is. Okay, cool. Oh, have I not got the SQL thing? That's okay. So SQL. What? I thought I had. I thought I had a browser, a SQL Server browser on here. Maybe I deleted it. I'm just looking. Or maybe I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, I must have removed it or never installed it. It's really annoying. That's the whole point, Wagon Loads, is that's why I'm building it this way, is that you can have, right now the client is just on a rack, but the client could be on anything that you want for storage. So you can ping it from anywhere and make it flash based on what it understands it is. But for right now, I'm just focusing on racks. Right, I know that there's SQL Pro, but I've also got, so I think it was I can't remember if I like base or not. Whoops. I used to use base, but repositories. Open real rack, code, server, instance. Here we go. Okay. So here's our database. So we've got a rack, we've got a shelf. It hasn't created the other ones, which is interesting because it should do it on every start up of the application. Yeah, I'm not using an ESP12F. I'll be using Tiny Picos or whatever for mine. Right now, as I said, I'm just using the Feather S2 Neo because it's got the RGB LEDs on it. I could do it at home and I could get the feedback. So why is it not updating it? Maybe I will delete it and recreate it. And it's not recreated it. Interesting. Why is it now not creating the app context? Create all. And it should be creating all of these. Hey, hello, Mallow. Long time. How you doing? Okay, this is annoying. Why is that not restarting? Should be restarting. Or am I running it from the wrong place? No. Code server. Activity created successfully. Why is it not? What am I missing? Okay. Hey Chris, what have you missed? Not a lot. We talked about pick and place machines for a bit and components per hour, ratings, and we talking about the rack system. I've been showing some demo of the code stuff, discussing that, and right now I'm losing my mind about why these databases are not being initialized. That's very frustrating, I have to say. Ooh, you have to say logo GIF Pac-Man. SQL Alchemy documentation. Let's actually we want Flask SQL Alchemy. That's better. Now we've got Pac-Man. Define models, create tables. Right. Assign to the models table. That's all I should need to do, is do a create all. If you change the models column, migrate library, is a migration library like before. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. No, I deleted the database. It's not in here. Unless it's put it somewhere else now. It thinks it's there again, but it's not in here. Delete. Okay. Okay, that time we got an error. Okay, so let's run that. So it's not showing it in the list here, but it is there. It's just not updating in Visual Studio Code. If I do a reload, it's still only got the rack and the shelf. Open recent. File open. Maybe base was holding on to it. Oh, I know why. I know why. Because this is looking in the wrong spot, this server. This is... No, it's not that. It's... No, I know what the problem is. This is looking in the wrong location. Let me show you. This is annoying. This is a repository issue. I shifted the repository and I fixed it at home and I didn't fix it here. That is so annoying. Open we're back. As you'll see in a moment, open. It will be here. Server. What? PWD, open real rack. What is going on? Okay, that is in the right spot. And open with base. And it still doesn't have... Hey Clam. Hey Christos, bye Christos. Yeah, I know I can open up code in the directory, but I don't know. Assuming I'm in a terminal session in that directory. Okay, it thinks the file is in this folder, but it is not showing up. And it's still the old version. And it did not say creating tables. And if I delete it, and I run the server, and it puts it back in, no, it puts it back in the old spot. Oh, hang on. I bet you I am... How do I exit a environment? You know what? I'm going to start it again. Go away. So I'm going to go CD. This is frustrating as all hell. Okay, I'm going to bin.activate. Okay, now let's run the server from here. Creating tables. Right, it was my environment was pointing at the old spot. And now we have a database. Wow, okay. It was my Python environment. Super frustrating. Hey, Paul. Sorry about that, folks. Now if I go to open with base, now we have all of the things. Okay, components, footprints, rack, shelf, whatever. So if I go...
He says schoolboy.
Schoolboy? What's schoolboy? Oh, I got schooled. I got schooled by Python's environments. Bit by the snake. Yeah, the Python snake. I'm happy for someone to do a Node.js version of this server at some point, but that's out of my wheelhouse. So I should be able to, for instance, I'm going to put in why is it not letting me? Why can't I add? Why can't I add data? Interesting. Man, I hate this program. I don't know anything about Node.js, so I can't help you with that. No, PHP is not the best. Sorry, it's the worst. Up there with ASP.NET, Perl. Why can't I? It's not letting me add data. Wow. Well, we're going to do it here. So if I want to add data, I don't want to query the data, I want to add data. So in here, we're going to do a
Super chat.
Hey, Jack McMack. I can't remember. So it's been so long since I've played with Flask. I was Django for so long. I can't remember the SQL syntax. Okay, so we're going to do a footprint equals footprints foot.name equals 0402.
Noxie says, quick question, do you have a new stalkers in?
Do I have a... Is that... Sure, I've already made it bigger.
Fire developer says hello. What software do you use for keep track of stock, batches, etc.? Is it a custom one?
How? So one thing at a time. What's money well spent? What are we talking about? Do you have and use Docker? I have, and I only use Docker for KaiKit. I'm not really a Docker thing. I could put all this in a Docker image at the end, maybe. Fire developer. What do I use for keeping track of stock, batches, etc.? Yeah, I use something I created myself called My Parts, which was, I guess, it's still public facing, but it's not something I'm going to be keeping public facing. So yeah, I use, I've got my own parts management system, which will be integrated with all of this for me at some point. Ooh. No. Why did I just hit? Stop that. Is it running? I might not have it running. Interesting. Why is it in a loop? Hang on 1 second. I shut everything down when I went away, including all my routers and everything. So, where's my screen sharing? Just 1 moment. I seem to have, I wonder if I shut down the server by accident. That'll be annoying. Catch you later, Clem. I have, by accident, shut it down. That's a whoops. Let's try that again. Okay. So, we're running. Oh, here we go. Sorry. This is my parts management system that I developed, which is a little out of date at the moment. Yeah. So I did make this public facing, but I'm not developing it anymore. I'm not going to maintain it as a public facing thing. It became something that wasn't what I wanted, and but yeah, it's got project management in it, and purchases and stock locations and parts and blah 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 blah. You hate how the smiley thing. What happens to the smiley thing? Anyway, okay. I want to. db.session.add. I just want to see if this works. Foot db.session.commit. Okay. And where's my base gone? Should I close it? Just want to see if I can get some data in it, because I want to have it populate a whole bunch of default data. There we go. Okay. So data's going in. I can't make that window bigger. Sorry, the text on that bigger. So I'll have it pre-populate a whole bunch of stuff, footprints, component types, whatever else. But then the point is you'll be able to go and add your own through here, through the manage packages, components, and values. Packages will be footprints. I'm used to Django. I could have written all this in Django already, but Django is just too big and convoluted. It's too much to ask people to install, I think. But even Flask and Python is too much, especially if you're on Windows. So my plan is to get this working at a basic level and then replicate it on an ESP32 as well, maybe, or let someone else do it, because I don't have time to write all this code myself. But I need this functional for me. Okay, so what I want to do is, I want to get it registering the rack. So I want it here, I want it to say, it's got the data coming in, right? It's got the payload, decode, and it's printing out the payload here, as you can see, which is just a dictionary. So what I want to say is, I want to find rack equals db session execute select. Okay, I got to remember how to do this. God, again, like Django, super easy. Here, I don't remember. Okay, select filter by, and I want username. I want Mac equals payload, and my payload is going to be rack ID, and I don't want an all, I want a 1, and then I want to see if rack exists. If rack, oh my god, if rack is not none, or the other way around, if it is none, if it didn't find it, then I want to add it. So I want to say rack equals rack, is that what I call it? Is it capital R, and rack dot, the Mac equals that, and rack dot IP address track, no, equals IP, and is it slots? Right. I'm going to have to create a shelf, and I don't have a location at the moment, that's fine. They can say empty. So I want to do that, and I want to db.session.add rack and db.session.commit. And then that should give me, rack should have an ID now, I hope. Maybe it won't. Maybe I'll need to get the ID for it. And I need to create a shelf. I'm just calling it a shelf, but whatever. Shelf dot, is it rack ID? No, rack. Shelf dot rack equals rack.id, shelf.slots equals payload, is it slots? No, shelves. I should really get all this terminology the same, but that's okay. db.session.add shelf and db.commit. Okay, let's see if this works on a reload. It should do that. Oh, didn't like something. I wonder what that is. Where are you using the IP address for? What am I using it for? Is so I can, so that the client is actually running a server as well. So I want to know what the server is. In this case, it's .87. I want to know that. So this will let me, it'll show the racks, and I'll be able to click on it and open the website to it. I was doing HTML well before you could control fonts color. I want to also get all this working with HTMX, but I haven't done that yet either. There's a lot to do. So I don't know what that exception is. Oh, I wonder if it doesn't like that I've got it open. Insert into the unique oh, right. Because it's, I know why it failed. Because of that. Okay. Okay, that's maybe better. It was trying to add it twice. Now, why am I not getting a heartbeat? Oh, name payload is not defined. Really? Payload. Oh my God, I'm an idiot. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Yep. Payload equals data. Can I do that? It's been so long since I had to do any of this stuff. Come on, heartbeat. It heartbeats every 10, 15 seconds? Can't remember. String indices must be integers. Just print payload. See what I've got. See if it's actually working. I don't think it's able to, I don't think it's treating it as a dictionary. Oh, it is. Oh, right, shelves. Yeah, okay. I'm just going to hack that for the moment. Because shelves is a dictionary of multiple, because you know, multiple shelves. Maybe that's the problem. Sorry about this. This is just... Yeah. Is anyone even still here anymore? Probably not. I'll put everyone to sleep doing this. Must be integers. Oh my God. Debugging stuff in a web server sucks. Payload is a string. You need a... Oh, that's a very good point. That's a very good point. I do it, Jason. No. JSONify. Yeah, thanks, Michael. JSON, if I don't remember what it is it? What do I do? Is there a load? I don't remember how to use JSONify. JSON.load. No, but isn't that MicroPython? Or can I just use JSON? Okay. Right. Yep. Okay. Of course. Right. So JSON.load string. Okay, let's try that. No, if I wrote in C Sharp, or maybe. It's been a long time for C Sharp for me. Come on. Heartbeat. Oh. Okay, working outside of application context. Uh-oh. Okay, well it's got that's working. So where's the error? Runtime error working outside the application context. But I don't know what line. So what's wrong with this? Session.execute. Select rack filter by. What's wrong with that? DB select rack filter by. Hey, Johan. Okay, this is frustrating. I just wanted to add it in. I mean, this stack trace is totally unreadable. I mean, look at it. But it's definitely, I can get to the data. And it's not like in this. Print. Can I get the stack trace? Oh, okay. Yeah, hang on. If it does it again. Yeah, so it's the select that it doesn't like. Exception in thread. Doing on Discord too, Michael. Oh, too long. Upload as a file. Did that work? Did you get that? It's not letting me upload as a file. Discord is, it's showing me the message.txt, but it's not letting me upload it. That is so annoying. Why is Discord being a a poo-poo. Stack.text. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, there you go, Michael. It's on its way. I think you just got to with manual context. What? Section manual context. Oh, really? No, because the adding of the data worked. The issue is selection. Like if I do this, if I comment that out, right? And if I uncomment this out, and I've said rack equals none. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. What's happened with my... Oh no. No, no, no. Okay, anyway, if I run that, right, it should... Oh. What's the issue now? Add. Right, maybe I do. Maybe I need to do it. Right. That's messy. Okay, that worked. Okay, so I need to now what is the... Okay, this is pissing me off. Indent using... No, convert it all to tabs. Index using tabs. But look at that. I told it to make it all, but now all these ones have got spaces. But I said convert indentation to tabs. But it's not. Some are spaces, some are tabs. Convert it to spaces. And these are not right. How many is it? 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh. Spaces, 3. I gotta say, I hate Visual Studio Code when it comes to big and white space stuff. Okay, so if I go to base, there should be in a racks now, there should be a, here we go, there's the rack, and there should be a shelf, which is correct. So if I just stop this, and I delete, How do I do? I want to. Oh, that is so annoying. Okay, I'm going to delete the database. Okay, now let's run the server, and we should now. Row was not found when one was required. Okay, so this is now failing on here. This should give me, I should be able to do a select on that. And it should just be, or do I need to do scalar? Okay, there we go. So it registered, and now I should have in the database open with base. I got a rack, and I got a shelf. Okay, and that's only going to go in the once on each heartbeat. That's fine. Okay, that was just a freaking nightmare. Let's not do that again. I told you I didn't want to code on stream, but also, oh my god, SQL Alchemy. What a pain in the backside. Flask. I should have just done Django. Okay, the point is, it now says number of racks 1. Because it knows I've got a rack. That was way too hard. Way too hard. What was I even thinking? What was I even thinking? So, does someone else want to do the software for this? I'll focus on the other things, the hardware. What I'd like to do is, I want to plug this in. Here, and I want to connect up this LED strip. So I've got power, ground, data. This is just going to be going off. Oh, I could do it off 5 volts. We'll see what happens. Do ground first. I'll power it off 5 volts to see what happens. Might not work because there's no level shifting, but we'll see. No, I'll do it off 3 volts. It's just safer. Okay. 3. Ground, and I need to pick a data pin. We'll do 5. Okay, we'll do 5, and I need to change the code to tell it to be ESP32 main. So this will be out of the settings file, but for now, I'm just manually. Where am I adding it? Here. So it's going to be 5. And how many have I got? I think it's 42. Hey, Stephen. Okay. And I need to copy main.py, pyboard, Oh, right. We didn't reconnect. Copy main.py over REPL. Okay, so I should be able to, do I have that open still? I should be able to do this again and ping those, maybe. No? F77, what? Hey Alan, why did that not work? Oh, it didn't get the message. Publish. Connected to. Why is it not getting the message? And is it not running the web server? Why is it not running the web server? Or is it open real rack? I need to reset it. It's the Open Real Rack project. Okay, soft reboot, client ID, connected to the broker. Oh, notification. It should be notify. Is this old code? No. It says subscribe to notification. Topic sub. That's not the right topic. Notify. Again, because of my, what do you call it? I'm in the wrong folder. Stupid environment variables. Come on. That is so frustrating. Copy main.py. I'm going to stop after this because I am making just a fool of myself. As you do, REPL, reboot. Of course, X, I'm going to restart it again. So if you crap it out while it was middle of doing a Wi-Fi thing, then the ESP32 doesn't recover on a soft reboot. But that's okay. Try this again. Settings, that's better. Flash shells. Connected, connected, connected. Heartbeat. Okay, and it's on notify. I should now be able to flash. Woohoo! Okay, so I can flash reels. So it's not using the onboard LEDs anymore, it's using whatever. I should be able to flash all the way up to 42. Although it's starting at 0 and I need to do an offset because there's actually some LEDs in here. So I believe it's, there's 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to have to offset it in code. It's going to need an offset. Slots 42, LED offset. So these are settings that you'll be changing here, right? the number of slots, the I/O, whatever else. Hey, Darian. What? Then what? For me it was... Oh. Okay, so we want to, when we flash them, okay, so down here, the slot ID, we need to increase plus equals, and it is rack shelf LED offset. This will all be cleaned up a bit. Rack shelf LED offset. Let's try this. C X copy main.py. What was that? This might need a reboot. Nope. Good. Okay. So if I now publish this, 0 will hopefully be this one, the first one. And that crapped out. It didn't like. This must be integers, not strings. Oh, here we go again. Rack. Right. Shelf, that needs to be integer. Annoying. Everyone's just talking amongst themselves, finding this boring. I get it. Totally get it. Remain.py. I would. Annoying. Okay, I'm going to call it a quits once I get it flashing. Once I get it to flash the right position, I'm going to say done. Okay, 0. Except it died. Byte array, oh right, it didn't like 42. Because it's actually 41. Awesome. Maybe. No, it's not liking something. Whatever. Ah, I know what it is. Slots 42. It's got to be that plus. Ah, needs the offset, doesn't it? I should stick to hardware, shouldn't I? I really should. Oops. line while parsing. What? Really? Line 0? Did that not copy it properly?
Roxy says you're doing great, don't worry. I'd hate coding in front of an audience too.
Yeah, I'm doing terrible actually, but thanks. Really terrible. Okay. Come on. Flash the start and the end. Yes, okay. Fixed it. Okay, so I can flash all the positions now on demand if I get the rest of the shit working. Seriously, that is just... Next time I suggest doing coding on a stream, can someone tell me off? Cold coffee. It's terrible. Anyway, so I just need to do some web front-end stuff now. And, yeah. Oh my God, like it's not like I don't have a million other things I should be doing instead. Is it not going from left to right? Oh yeah, I can change, I can invert it. Right now, just 0 is here. Because that's where the strip starts.
Devo says, I love code.
I love code. No, I don't like. I don't like coding, but I'll do it when I have to. But doing it on stream just really sucks. It's just, yeah, I don't spend enough time thinking about what I'm going to do before I do it, and I don't check my typing before I do. But yeah, I can definitely reverse it. So I can go reverse. Oh, you can't see. Of course not. I mean, these are all things that, you know, will be available in the settings. It's just functionality I need to add over time. I've done coding without thinking. I code all the time without thinking, and the code is terrible. Coding on stream is it's like all the stress of coding interview. Right, none of the upside, for sure. I love coding, but can't do much anymore, at least until I get my nerve. Right, how are you going, by the way, Chris? Are you still stuck lying down most of the time? No professional programmer likes to code. I'm not a professional programmer. I'm not a professional anything. So, you know. I mean, I can go if all of this needs to be tidied up. If reversed, like all of this should be in a class rather than dictionaries, but I'll deal with that later. Working your way through the docs. Okay, as in the doctors, yep. You were a professional programmer and one does never stop being one. Being, okay, professional in the sense of being paid to program, sure. But I'm not sure that, yeah. Anyway, I'm doing all this as dictionaries at the moment because, for those that aren't aware, dictionaries don't have to be passed as globals into a function. They're automatically a global. Where if I was to use just variables for stuff, then I'd need to be using the global up here, like global and whatever the names are, which is just yuck. I hate doing that. But classes also don't need to be. Classes can be passed around, and I want to convert all this to classes, but I just haven't got around to doing it yet. So I just need to work, so I need the total will be plus slots, and slot ID will be total minus slot ID, I believe. Will that reverse it for me? Fake it and do a lot of classes. Just fake it till you make it. I'm pretty good at doing that. Speaking of which, I have 600 boards I need to start assembling today. Not looking forward to that. I'm doing a classes programming. Don't crap. It'd be nice if there was a way of telling the ESP32 to clear its Wi-Fi stuff on a soft reset, but okay, let's see if this reverse works. I'll get rid of the 41. So it should do from the other end now. Maybe. No, key error reversed. What did I call it? Oh, reverse. Oh my God, you see, this is a classic example of not checking before. Total -1 minus ID. Yeah, probably, AJ. And when I say probably, it's most likely. Total -1 minus, I don't know. Maybe. I said I was stopping doing this, didn't I? Can you make it in the web interface where you can pick which direction you want them? Yeah, that's the whole point. That'll be a settings in here, right? You got flash count, flash interval, flash color. There'll be number of slots. There'll be reverse direction. There'll be whatever. That'll be a settings for each client. But that'll be based on the shelf. So that's why there's the add shelf button. These will all be settings open in the web interface. I'm just hard coding them for the moment because I don't have them in the web interface yet. So, yeah. Stay tuned. I don't know when I'm going to get any of this done, by the way. Like, it's great that I'm spending time on it now, but I'm not going to get it finished. And I've got other things to do. So I don't want to publish this until I've actually got it working. Okay, reversed. Well, that didn't quite work. Right, because I'm taking off the... Right, because slot ID's already been offset. That's why. So I need to only do that if it's not being reversed. I think that is why. Remember, you asked us to tell you not to code on live stream. Yeah, I know, and I'm still freaking doing it. I just want to get this in. I just want to get it in. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, please work. Publish. Okay, there you go. It's reversed now. There you go. Okay. Using Cobra, and we don't, what is, I don't know what, sorry, Cobra? Corba. I don't know what that is. I don't know what Cobra or Corba is. Coding is like crack, very hard to stop. Hate PHP, hate PHP, hate. Anyway. No more coding. No more coding. The fact is now I can, if only I had over the air. I don't have over the air set up for this. I don't need over the air. So I can do what I did with my SAM racks where I can tell it to update its own code. I will add that functionality. So I can just, through the web interface, I can have like just an update code button and it'll grab the latest code. It doesn't have to be reflashed or anything. So that's cool. So I can now move this downstairs and start using it for reals. Get it? For real? For reals? Anyway. Yeah. So there you go. It's I'll get there eventually. Bit by bit, chip away. I've actually got about, I wonder if my LCSC delivery is coming today. Today or tomorrow, I've got like another 45 or something reels. I don't have enough reels racks right now. Like I need 5 times as many of this. I think I worked out the other day I need 190 slots. I mean, it's 42, and these taking forever to print. Wasn't Corba some 90s Java paradigm? I don't know, I've never heard of it. Chip away for reals. Exactly, see? That was funny. It was funny. Well, we have a winner. AJ's the winner. So, what else can we talk about? I should go turn on my pick and place machine. But pity you can't see. Oh, you know what I got? I brought a really long Ethernet cable. I know I need a fast. I'm not building a Voron, but I'm really tempted by the what's it? The can't remember what it's called now. Bamboo, the bamboo carbon. I'm tempted by. Big build volume and fast. No, not the Prusa XL. Too expensive and still not shipping. Yeah, everyone's reporting the bamboo's been great. So I should have bought one on the Kickstarter. I'm averse to spending money at the moment for obvious reasons. So yeah, it's going to take me weeks to print enough things for these. Let me go plug in the camera downstairs with the Ethernet cable. Bear with me a moment, because it's currently not plugged in because I brought a new cable. If I can find where I put it somewhere. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. How long is it? I don't know. Super damn long. Maybe too long. Okay, so wow, that is actually, I'm going to trip on this, but I should be able to get that camera much closer to the pick and place machine now. Open the rack. I know you can't see what I'm doing, that's the whole problem. I'm going to plug that into, I really think I needed to go from behind. Can I grab it? Without, okay. Well, I actually brought also my headphones with. I was thinking I could use Bluetooth headphones that I could listen to you all talking, but I haven't got that organised yet either. Okay, camera, unplug, and plug in. And ooh, it's got power. So this is a really long cable. Where am I going to put it though, that you can see what I'm doing? Maybe on my microwave. Wouldn't that be funny? Will that reach? Kind of. No, it's going to pull off. Oh, the cable's tangled. I will switch it to this view in a moment. Just give me a sec. I'm trying to work out where I can put the camera. Yeah, no, we're all anti-GoPro, aren't we? Oops, okay. I'm going to trip on the cable, guaranteed. Guaranteed trip on the cable, but that camera might work in that position. Let me switch over to it. It's coming back upstairs. Okay. I wonder if it'll work. Ooh, thanks, Mark, or Chris, or whoever it was that just stomped that. Oh, look at that, it's got the latency still. That is so annoying. Okay, off and on. Come on, camera, wake up, wake up. Cat cable. Okay, how's that for a view? Is that good? Do we like that view? I'm going to trip on the cable if I try to get to my coffee machine. Yeah, okay, and I wonder if it's updated. That's only 1080p. I'm going to go down and I'm going to do the clap test, and I should be able to hear if it's in sync. I'll be able to hear you talk to me now. I hope. Okay. Okay, so.
Mark also says moo.
Thanks, I didn't understand that, Mark. Was that in sync? Or close?
Rota says clap clap.
Can someone give me a yes or a no?
Mark also says 1 second.
1 second?
Emperor says no.
Okay, that's the best I can get it, is 1 second.
Callaway says out of sync. Michael says very not in sync.
Alex says close about 3 seconds. John Fox says 1 second.
Honey Badger says no.
Diva says sound before video.
Chris Georgie says not even bloody close.
Rota says not in sync, about 1 second.
Jürgen Dahlstrom says no.
Okay, so it is in sync. 1 second is the best latency I can get. So if you all remember a couple of weeks ago, it was like 13 seconds out, which was or more, half a minute out. So one second is perfect. That's in sync, okay? Cool, I'm going to turn on the pick and place machine, and I need to turn on the compressor. And if you all seen I'm going to turn the camera, oh no, sorry. Just to show you, is my compressor and the reservoir. I need to turn all that on. Is pick and place booting up? It is. Okay, I'm going to put that back.
Mark also says you can get the audio from the camera into ops, then it'll be latency but in sync.
I could, but right now I can't. Right now, I'm just using this. Because otherwise, if I walk away from the camera, you all can't hear me. So, whoa, it's loud. That's compressor on. And I need to warm up the pick and place. Warm up machine. Start. Okay. So, I missed that, sorry, I can't because of the compressor. So this is just doing a machine warm up. It's going through all the nozzles, it's flicking the cameras, it's changing the railings, it's doing all sorts of stuff, just warming the machine up for use. And put the oven on. Start warming that up. Hopefully it won't short like it did the other day. And that's all I can do for the moment. Can't hear, sorry. Okay. Sorry, I'm just getting the air going. Okay, cool, I'm going back upstairs. Ba, ba, ba. Can't sing. Okay. Wasn't that overly exciting? What was that? I can't decide who whacked them first. Who whacked what? Okay, just sound. What was that? Missed that. Can I get Alexa to do a system start? No, I can't. Oh, Johan hasn't seen it before. It's still unfinished. I've got more equipment coming in the next couple of weeks. It landed in Australia, I think, yesterday. So my line will be getting extended, which is cool. Catch you later, Andy. Have a good sleep. Thanks for joining. I'm so excited. It's slightly damp around here. I don't know what that means. It has been... oh, you're talking about the spammers. Okay, who did it first? What? How long until your clocks get in synced? I don't know what that means. What have I missed? What did I miss? It's been raining and bucketing here, so I want it to be dry. Okay. No more coding, Sion. I just thought of something else. Yeah, our clocks went back. When do yours? Oh, ours already went. Like a month ago. That's why I started streaming a bit later already, and now it's better for everyone else. So I'm going to keep it at 7 o'clock. My roof does still leak, and the bucket is here, and the bucket just lives on the steps now. And I don't have the... Bruce is posting NSYNC. Yeah, I've seen the Reolink ones, the cameras with the movable. Yeah, they're really expensive. I'm sorry, it's bad for you, Mark. Hey, Mike. Hello. Didn't see you there. Motion sensor to auto switch cams. But sometimes I don't want it to auto switch. So maybe, I don't know. I need it. What I need instead is a remote way of just adjust. Like I need like a little thing in my pocket that I can tell OBS remotely to switch and do it that way. Yeah, I'll work it out. It's going to take time. Just not a huge priority. So next week I should have my, as I said, my LoRa boards. I will hopefully be able to assemble both of those on stream. Both meaning I've got two versions, one with the RF switch and one without. So I'll be able to prototype those and see if they work, which will be cool. Been watching the background, but now I have to get ready to head off. Client meetings? No! Clients! Catch you later, Keen. Have a good day. Does OBS do MQTT? Is there a plugin for it? I don't know. Hey, Tassie Bob. I don't know. That would be kind of cool if it does. I mean, you can do sockets with it. There are plenty of ways I could do it. I could do it with an ESP32, like an S3 connected here that does HID, and I could do it over Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. I mean, there are various ways to tackle it. It's just time and priorities. I've just got so much on. I'm stretched way too thin. And my focus really has to be on generating income to cover my expenses, which are many more than they used to be. So OBS Python real-time MQTT status. Okay. There is apparently something with MQTT. What? Anyone here know ArcGIS and Python API? Is that like a surveying stuff? Mike says, sadly, yes. Oh, well, you two should talk, I think. Oh, it's 17 degrees. Somewhere in my office. Somewhere. Postgres thingy. Okay. 0 outside. Yeah, it was cold this morning. I had to put the heater on this morning. Oh, that's good. My oven's not switched off. I have new paste coming today. I really didn't want to pick and place till my new paste came, but I might have to start because it's so many boards to make. So many boards. Oh. Still suffering from jet lag. A bit. Still scattered. Need more coffee. I think it is time for me to get to work. So thank you all for joining on the stream. I'm very sorry to put you through that terrible coding experience. Let's not code anymore on stream. Or let's have a better plan if I do. But let's just not code on stream anymore. Yeah. I'm going to go. Have a great sleep, everyone that's going to sleep now. Have an awesome day for those of you that are awake, daytime, going to work, doing whatever else, or not working, whatever. Yeah, I'm going to go pick and place. Maybe I'll, when it starts pick and place, oh, you can't really see anything. I need to get the camera closer. So many different things I want to do. I'm going to go, oh, Illuminator, hello. And Alex, hello. And Peter, hello. Did I miss a whole lot of people on the chat? I'm so sorry. I was clearly focused on bad coding and not who was in the chat, so I apologize. Yeah, anyway, thanks everyone. I'll catch you all next week. Look after yourselves. Stay safe. Bye. Where's the end button? There it is. Bye.